Monthly segment with the Indiana County Technology Center, and we welcome into the studio today Toni Shaffer. She is the learning facilitator at ICTC. What is that? I want to learn about that. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted Best Personal Injury Law Firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. I guess I already asked the first question. What is that? What does a learning facilitator do?
So I monitor and assist all of our special population students. So any student from special education, gifted education, 504 plans, English language learners, anybody that might need some assistance in one way or another. Yeah. It's me.
Grab that microphone, pull it up
sure.
a little bit. There you go. That's
there
better.
we go.
Now we got you fully. Sounds like a very, very interesting position, pretty challenging position because you don't know what those needs are until you meet the student.
Yeah, they're all different, and students from all 7 of our districts, and then I communicate with those districts as well to let them know how their students are doing. I work with some students one-on-one if they need extra assistance, so it's busy.
Yeah. You went to a state conference on the topic recently?
Yes, I'm a part of an association called the Pennsylvania Association of Career and Technical Education for Special Populations. I just got home yesterday, so it was Monday and Tuesday in Harrisburg, and our director, Mike McDermott, is actually our president of the association, and I'm actually newly elected board member for the Western region, so I get to share what all of the technical schools are doing in the Western region of the state. So the conference did have people from career and tech centers all over the state come together, share, great things that are happening in CTE. The theme was adding connections to your toolbox, preparing all students for career, college, and community. So they share lots of good ideas, and it's the goal to come back then to my CTE and share those ideas out to help our instructors and help our students further.
No, I'm sure it works both ways, but it strikes me that there would be technological things that would help a student who has special needs, but there are also technique aspects of the whole thing as well, correct?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, technology is always changing from, we have lots of technology that can read to students who may struggle, and that looks like different ways. We have text-to-speech technology or they can just plug in the headphones to the computer and it reads to them. Sometimes though it's good to just have a person read into you and they do well there too. So that's that has to do with technique. Is this student going to do well with the computer reading to them or the teacher reading to them? And so lots of different.
And in the ICTC setting where it's a technical education and you might even call it a hands-on type of educational setting, the different challenges might be even more, for want of a better word, challenging because of the type of instruction that they're getting.
Yeah. Sometimes, sometimes our students the hands-on part is the easy part for them. But sometimes even looking at breaking down a task into smaller steps so that they understand better. We call it chunking. So if it's a detailed, say, carpentry layout, we break it down into steps so that they don't feel overwhelmed and just do X, Y, and Z, and then we'll talk about the next step. And that helps them with organization and understanding and comprehension of those tasks that they have to do.
Yeah. I know that when you're a teenager, sometimes you get so focused upon something that you really love doing that it's easy to let some other aspects of the whole career or the whole educational track slide a little bit because there's so much that you love to do in this area, you might neglect another area. And you got to bring that balance back into focus.
Absolutely. Because we'll see students that there'll be a part that's missing. I know you really do well at this part of the curriculum, but you can't forget about this part. You got to do this part too to understand this part better. So that sometimes just organizing and helping them prioritize their tasks, that's a big challenge that a lot of them face.
And being a teenager, I'm sure you get a lot of, but that's the part I like.
Yeah. But I don't like to do that. I'm well, when you get out into the real world and you're working, you're
Yeah.
going to have to do things that you don't always like.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So it really does sound like a fascinating type of job experience because no two classes, no two kids are the
no,
same.
no. I came from a regular school district where I was doing learning support and teaching science to working at ICTC where 13 different programs, all different. Going from cosmetology, which has a science background that I was familiar with, to welding, and I'm like, I know nothing about welding, but it works out, and I've learned a lot, and I always bragged to my husband that I could do all the estimating for if we wanted to put up drywall or paint, and I know how to do that now.
If you don't hit a deer, but if you do, can you fix it now?
I can't fix it, but I know people who can.
Well, that's just as important.
Yes.
Very, very much so. But it's interesting that you put it that way about that because it means that you really have to coordinate with the instructors in each of those different fields.
Yeah, we work together. And some, we have some instructional assistants in some of our programs too, and they work really well with our students. And then I'm there as another resource that if a student, we brainstorm if a student's having more difficulty than we expected or, than maybe in the past we've experienced. We all work together really well to figure out how to best serve that student.
Something pops up that you didn't anticipate would be a problem, and all right, well, we have to address this. So
Absolutely.
Let's find a way to figure this out. So a lot of detective work that goes on in your
Yeah. Sometimes you're not sure why they're struggling, and you have to work together to figure out what will help. And that, the collaboration between me and the instructor and the instructional assistant, and even, their sending school teachers, and that all works together.
Now, you also are leading the organ and tissue donation awareness program there at ICTC.
Yeah, so that's a mini grant through the IU13. That this is the fourth year ICTC has earned that mini grant, and it's meant to bring organ and tissue donation awareness to our students, to our faculty, our staff, and they give us grant money that our health occupation students have benefited from new equipment, and it pays for the transportation for them to travel to Allegheny General Hospital and observe open heart surgeries. So they got to, we have a large group of seniors, so our seniors go. And we went in October, and I think it was January this year that we went and got to see. Saw a bypass the first time, and then we saw a valve replacement this last time. And wow. It really lets the students know, is this something I really want to get into? And, do I want to be in surgery, or do I want to do something different? And I mean, they wouldn't get to experience that normally, but, this kind of allows, an opening to, okay, we have some funding. What can we do? Where can we go? And we do activities all through April where our health and occupation students share statistics with all of our staff and students. And then on this year, National Blue and Green Day, which those are the color for organ donation, is April 14th. So we encourage the students to wear blue and green, and then we have giveaways that we give them for participating. And one statistic I'll share, over 100,000 people in the U.S. are currently waiting for a life-saving transplant.
Wow.
So it's a big issue, and we just want to get rid of some of the myths that surround it and some of the stigmas and share the facts about it.
Yeah. Oh, before we let you go here today, you did bring a little something from the culinary department, I understand.
Yes, in honor of upcoming St. Patrick's Day, some Irish soda bread that they made.
Look at tilt that up so our Facebook viewers can see. Look at that! Wow,
it looks very good.
it does.
And it's best served warm or toasted if possible.
And they entrusted you with it. So
they did, yeah. They know I'll be back. I can get my own later.
Well, I don't know if they ever have to bribe the people who bring us food from ICTC Culinary by saying, here's one for you and one for them.
Usually, if we're taking a platter or something, they have some extras that we can help and taste ourselves.
Well, it looks wonderful. And our thanks again to Culinary because they take care of us.
Yep.
They really do.
Yep. Chef Nagy and Chef Leatherwood, they're they're good people and they make delicious things there.
I bet they do. Toni Shaffer, thanks so much for coming in to visit with us. I
Thank you for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
I'm glad you came. It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160.